a little bit, and I'm talking very, very loudly, but I don't feel like y'all are like, oh my God, she's so loud. Okay, so that's where the mic's doing. We've got some wonderful judges to judge our Southern Pride Photo Stage tonight, who I'm now going to introduce. Please let me know if you're your second cousin or your childhood boyfriend or such, okay? You can not be related, or best friends, or, you know, typically bribe the judge or anything like that, or bought them a drink at the bar last night and didn't realize who they were, anything like that. So, I'm very excited. I know that's not going to happen. We have got Alicia, who is from Knoxville right here. Okay, you're experienced. This is not for everybody. Yes. We also have Amanda, also from Knoxville. She's never judged this land, and that's like, one more time. And Rebecca who is originally from Detroit and has traveled all the way here just to be a poetry fan. Give her a round of applause. A lot of them are awesome. If you guys like a little bit too. Yeah. Positive poet? Yes, you're right. Okay, cool. Well, the whole point of poetry slam is that you do not have to have a PhD to know whether a poem speaks to you or not. Okay, judges. So what you're going to be doing is maybe thinking about performance, maybe thinking about content, or really kind of doing this zen. How does this poem move me? How do I feel about it? And you're going to give that feeling, that thought, a numerical number, right? So all the way from zero. Zero being a poem that's so bad, it's not bad enough that you wrote it, but to think you come here and zero, that's nice. Woo! All the way up to a 10, which means the whole audience is stomping their feet, they're clapping, they're hollering. That poem is just spoken to you. Okay? Now, we are going to use a decimal point. 8.9, 9.1, 9.8, because these plans are often won or lost. The whole force plan, $4,000, by 41 points. The subscriber force plan, often won or lost by 41 points. So when the first vote comes out today, that sacrificial poet, what we need to do, judges, and really audience, is just think about that poem, the score that you give it, and then that is kind of your benchmark for the night. That is setting your kind of bell curve, okay? Okay, so there's an official sheet of paper, and I shall now read. Okay, so this is actually very important. At Southern Pride, we believe that Black Lives Matter. We support and believe in the rights of our LGBTQ plus community, and we believe every person has equal access to living their best lives physically, spiritually, and artistically. Happy process, everyone. We encourage you to be respectful of everyone's identity and remember that every person on the stage has equal value. At Southern Pride, we judge poems, not people. Give that a applause, everybody. Southern Pride was invented by a man named Alan Wolf, who I ran into last week, and I was talking to him in person. He's still moved to Virginia, but he's out of Asheville, and he came up with saying, "The point's not the point. The point is," and the audience says, "the poetry." So let's practice that. The point's not the point. The point is the poetry. Excellent. Now, also, if we go over time, which I know is not going to happen, but if for some reason someone goes to 310.01 and we have to deduct, we're going to boo, not the poet, not the timekeeper, but we're going to boo linear time. Yes. We're going to boo linear time. So this is how it goes. Boo, you rat bastard. Forget me. Boo, you rat bastard. You ruined it for everyone. You ruined it for everyone. You ruined it for everyone. But it was well worth it. Right? Okay, so when we do it, we're going to do it all together. And it's not going to happen. No one's going to go over time, right? We're going to do it. Not going over time. Okay, so tonight you are going to see 4 teams of poets and 4 independent poets from across the country competing for a chance to perform at the final stage this Saturday evening for teams and indie finals. Judges, please give the poets your undivided attention. If something happens and you still need to slip out, please do not do so. Like a beginning poem, a middle poem, please let me know so we can pause the event You know, so he's like, oh, your house is on fire, and then he's like, calling hard people to take care of it, but he's judging his family. You know, that's fine. But definitely, and, don't just leave. But that's not gonna happen. Okay. These are the rules. There's no music. There's no props. There's no costumes. Each poet must perform their own original work. Poems have up to 3 minutes. 10-second grace period, where you may have group pieces. So you may have one poet, you may have 4 poets, you may have 5 poets. That is all allowed. You may hear some poems on sensitive topics. Audience, not judges. Audience, anytime you feel the need to step outside and just recollect yourself, that's totally fine. I was definitely getting a little teary-eyed in a poem during the last bout, so that is something that happens. Okay, we introduce the judges. At the end of the bout, slam masters and indies come up because we need to write down your titles of your poems and sign off that you agree that those are the scores. Okay, so are you guys ready to start the poetry slam? Metaphorical blood has not been spilled on the stage. Oh God, the matter is Dr. I'm just kidding. There's not going to be any blood on stage. We are just going to have a poet come up. The judges haven't done this before. They need to practice, right? So we're going to have a poet come up who is not in the competition, and they're going to share a poem, and we're going to score it just like normal, just for practice, right? Okay. So we have very luckily with us in the building tonight. Put your hands together. Come on, sacrifice going. Give up for AOR.
You don't want the words. Get the room right back. Seeing life in cycle. Legs. Stole the hollow records and covered the relics. Proof lying after body. Bridge, I've been constant growth since that Big Bang. Larry, split the wheel, virtuous Mike. Larry, imaginative, Frank Gary. Universal architect and trying to get my Tesla stretching, rounding depths of perception, learn an hour a second. Collective is a unit that can't be managed. Ever, forever is, forever lives. I rap the wrong guess of what my error is. My error is a penny for your thought. Grind sickle, fine pickles, harvesting fruits out of fine pickles. I'm a night medieval. Mighty morphin power fingers. Mighty morphin power fingers. My mighty morphin powers exponents and potent power thing. I'm a neurologist. Connotations are the corrupt kind of sense. I ain't give up to my conceited. I gotta win. Only flash masterpieces. If Al is in like Einstein. Or big. The speed force blueprints the world. See, you got a renaissance to invent cheats and Mona Lisa, a nest for happy that come back Gatsby with new vocal money and tracks meet symphonic acne. That's what we blasting. No change now. No change now. We are where you aim now. You aim now. Chronos. The common saying be a Vine's piece. That immortal King Chris's time's piece, that I am existence. I'm only spitting this written. I ain't written this written because my crown is on a time lease. So I meditate with a make my shape strong. So every single will feel like home. I give my overflow, never on the loan. I'm a metamorphosed traveler. I can't be the same being that started this home. No change now. No change now. Got a piece of sense. We changed now. We changed now. Got a piece of sense. We're changed.
On the AOR from Rochester. Give it for one more time, everybody. All right, we're getting ready to get our scores now, judges. I hope that you enjoyed clapping because you're never allowed to clap again for the rest of tonight. We got to get moving here. I need my phone so I can use the calculator. So All right, judges, on the count of three. Now listen, I don't want y'all cheating on Miss Jones' papers. So that y'all will just hold your thing down. And then on the count of three, we're gonna hold them up together so that y'all don't influence each other. I did forget to say, judges, don't let anybody influence you. Now, judges, do not listen to them. You are the judge. Completely ignore them. Okay, so we're going to practice. Here we go. On the count of three, we're going to hold up our scores. You don't have to hold them out to the audience, just to me, and I'm going to shout them out from low to high. 1, 2, 3. What do we have from AOR? We've got from low to high. We've got an 8.9. We've got a 9.2. We've got a 9.5.
Okay.
Giving our poet a total score of 27.6 for AOR. Scorekeeper, are you good at that pace? You good? Okay. Are you guys ready for a coach slam? Yeah. I say poetry, you say yeah, poetry. Yeah. Poetry, yeah. Let's take this for Rich King. Please set it up.
Southern Fried Poetry Slam, I got a question. What does a white man ever do to get invited to the cookout? You ain't never been invited to the yacht club, to the board meeting. You tell me it's because he gets sturdy and he can rap. So you out here cooking and cooling for crackers. How well they appropriate your culture, you know better than that.
See, it always be the same bunch of the brother. So you want to say receipt for his banana plum.
His bimbo Becky, his ever lover of the BBT, she said he takes the sweetest of mango.
I mean mango.
Yeah, until her daddy find out and the clan turn this cookout into a dead pickety picnic lynching. Watch how fast that forbidden fruit love turns straight.
Then there was this one sister that said, wait, after Nehemiah, these are our allies.
Allies? I'm not interested in breaking bread with no allies. There's no allies sit at my table. Only people that can sit at my table are radicals. If that diamond's not invested into radicalism, he don't get no red chips, no baked beans. If he's not invested in giving Big Mama a bigger piece of America's pie, he don't get no Big Mama sweet potato pie. I bet not catch you doing the electric slide with the devil. That gave your brother the electric chair. I can't do the wobble with Joe Biden. I'm trying to do the wobble with John Brown.
Now, this is a list of white people that are actually invited to the cookout. We got
Ain't no white people. Maybe Tommy Egan from Howard can show for some of the cousins.
maybe if they over say hello.
From the other side,
Put it all in the food so can't no one come in there saying salt is spice.
see, this is what we turn tie-dye shirts into Thanksgiving. Let garlic and green pepper gallivant across the grill.
Let the mind of food wrap around the block.
Like Auntie's hands around a loose lot. Ain't gonna be no pumpkin pie and not part. This is not an all lives matter type of party.
This is if you can't say the N-word,
You are not allowed N-words.
this is a potluck where no one can come. That's Washington chicken and a beer ass shit, because that shit is nasty.
This is reunion, communion, and homegoing. But most importantly, this is nobody's homegoing. Tomorrow, we will all awake without a wake to attend.
Today, nobody begged for a seat at the table.
Today, everybody go eat. Today, we eat good. Today, nobody gets to play at the cookout who wouldn't go rock at the riots.
That was a great piece from Rich Inc. Okay, and after Rich Inc., we're gonna have Richmond, Tribe, and South City. That's the order of this rotation. All right, on the count of three, do not the time penalty. Let's go ahead and get our scores. 1, 2, and 3. Raise them up. What do we have for our poet from low to high? We've got a 9.3.
Okay.
We've got a 9.4.
Okay.
We've got a 9.5.
Okay.
28.2 for Rich A. So Slam Richmond, who you sending up?
Impervious poet. There are 5 commonly accepted states of grief: denial, depression, anger, bargaining, and finally acceptance. But if you're the special kind of fucked up like I am, you get to discover an extra little level. Did you know you can be jealous of someone's suicide? Because he could finally commit to something I never could. See, I'm a fucking coward. I used to punch walls all the time, but stop because I didn't want to explain the broken bones or bandages never burned or cut myself in ways that I could blame on a workplace accident, right? I learned to internalize my damage, not for fear of discovery, but because I'm a mess. I'm your favorite walking dumpster fire. And the last thing I want to leave behind is just another mess for someone to clean up. I can still hear the way my wife cried and screamed out before collapsing when the nurse told us you didn't pull through. I can still see the way the mother stood at the foot of your gurney, shaking your leg, begging you, get up, let's go home. And I still feel it when that family is known for laughter and so much noise is reduced to absolute silence. How much courage it must take to give 0 fucks about the collateral damage you can leave in your wake. And I would pay absolutely anything to have that. But if we are making deals, let me put one more on the table. My life for his, right? That's fair. That's equivalent exchange. He was fucking 19 years old. What do you want? He was full of promise and potential, and me, I spend every year committing suicide in slow motion. The last time I tried to stop things, I said I still owe a debt, right? To all those who invested all their time and love in me, and surprise, surprise, it remains unpaid. I'm still in the red, and all that keeps me going now is anger. Anger at this cruel world that would make a child feel so unloved. A child think that they're nothing more than a burden of how pointless and preventable death can be. Angry that the only thing I am forced to accept is the best I can do in his memory is do this stupid ass poem and hope that it helps me more than it hurts.
Okay, all right, judges. All right. I was really excited to get here today because I live in Greenville and you gotta go across 40 to get here. And it's like they got one lane, I mean, I go the long way, but they got one lane over 40. And I was like, yes, never Knoxville. Is there an alternate route? 40? Yeah, it's like an extra 10 hours. Like, I'm so excited. I was like, yes. All right, let's do judges here. 1, 2, 3. What do we have from Slam Richmond? We have from Lodi High. We have an 8.9. We have a 9.5. We have a 9.7. And it's a 28.1 for Slam Richmond. Good. Okay. Put your hands together. Coming up next, Tribe Jason.
Crystal.
Let's go.
When I was knee-high to a grasshopper, the teacher would say, the sky is the limit. I raised my hand and said, I got a problem. So when I touch the sky, I can do nothing more? Flow like an eagle, spread my wings and soar? No. How the sky is the limit when the rich is jumping from planet to planet? While my city is in poverty, I cannot understand it. You see, don't underestimate me and my ability. Because what you meant to say was the sky is the limit, times infinity. When I talk, I expect you to hear it. Because it's not just me talking, it's me and my Holy Spirit, conformed and constructed by my Heavenly Father. Now, once you got that in your system, what man can stop you? You see, I am in beast mode. Swamp my feet to make the ground shake. No wood, no metal, no aluminum can make my bones break. And I can show you better than I can tell you. Speak it into existence and do it. Understand, I flow like liquid. In many languages, I speak fluent. I'm a humble man that been to many promised lands. And sometimes I come to conclusions that I don't even understand. I'm strong like a lion and tough like an ox. And best believe me, I think outside the box. So you can sit there and say the sky is the limit, but I am somewhere on Neptune, trying to make more plans to go to Pluto, trying to make even more plans to go to another galaxy we don't even know. See, while you teaching us information that won't pass, I'm trying to figure out how can I make my empire last. I'm trying to be the king's king. I'm trying to be the queen's queen. You see, we are gods made from the Most High God. This ain't no imitation, no fake phony facade.
Hey,
so you can sit there and say the sky is the limit, but you forgot who's made in his image and likeness, who's made in his image and likeness, who's made in his image and likeness. So, my dear and my sir, since we were made in his image and likeness, we have come to the conclusion that we're nothing less than limitless.
Plan. That was Krista. All right, judges, getting their stuff figured out. Now, if you're here just randomly and you want to volunteer at some point this weekend, definitely see the powers that be. Always look for volunteers. Some of you may be thinking, like, did they get someone's mom to host tonight? Like, what's going on up there? But I'm Kimberly Tim, and I'm with Greenville. And this is actually, I came here for the first time when I was 21, and I just had a birthday on Monday. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but there's a lot of time between those 2 days. Okay. All right, judges. We got 3, 1, 2, 3. Hold them up. We got from Lodi. We've got an 8.5. We've got a 9.2. We have 9.9. 7.6 for the tribe. Get up to vote, everybody. Fountain City, please 7 up.
Are you suffering from a chronic condition? Have you recently sustained an injury? Do you need medical attention now? Look no further than your national healthcare industry. I thought I might never get better, but with my doctor insurance company, I'm on the road to healthy living. Morphine, insulin, Zofran. We at Big Pharma are here to help. Sign up for benefits for the next fiscal year today. Redacted. You do have medically impacted like cocaine time.
Adderall, Prozac, Xanax,
So it's not doing it for you.
injections, infusions, patches.
CBT, DBT, EMDR therapies. Out of pocket, out of mind. I had a time before I found what works for me.
Results in drug trials may vary.
Weight gain, weight loss, insomnia, incontinence, inaccessible.
Appetite, loss of life.
Never forget, Big Pharma is here to help our shareholders, our investors. Do you struggle with suicidal thoughts and depression?
Cymbalta, Zoloft, Latuda.
You need to make your mental uncontrollable to those around you.
Side effects may include
Suicidal thoughts and depression. Wait a sec. We're sorry. It looks like your body is considered a pre-existing condition.
generic options for medications out of budget.
What happens to the name brand? Same difference. Your illness is inconsistent and require invasive internal infusions. What does that even mean? Delay.
Hydroxyzine, gabapentin, trazodone.
Your claim for chronic pain under spade. How do they even know? Deny.
Propranolol, gabapentin,
I don't want all these bills to pose. Never forget, Big Pharma is here to help our profits. Your coffins.
Taking multiple medications day to day that makes your life difficult, but nausea, headaches, anemia,
Is normal.
dizziness, palpitations, constipation,
Is normal.
demoralization, dissociation, dysphoria.
Is normal. Stop asking. Are you sure this isn't just anxiety?
Consider maybe your symptoms are psychosomatic.
You're kidding, right?
Okay. Well, illnesses can often be invisible. Let's try something else.
She's drug seeking. Send her home.
She's clearly in pain. I took an oath. I think I need her to be here.
You have reached the limit of your ER visits. Have you considered a stay in the psych ward?
My patient's are like, maybe we should
Committing her? No, just listen. 72 hours came short. Perhaps you need another 24.
Is it legal if it's involuntary?
Who knows? Who cares? We'll charge you either way. Never forget. Big Pharma is here.
To delay.
Deny. To subsidize your sickness. Exploit your ailments. Profit off your pain. Never forget, Big Pharma sees you as a psychopath.
Yes.
That is the end of our first rotation. So after we get the scores, we're going on to rotation 2. All right, judges. All right, we go on to 3. 1, 2, and 3. Raise them up. What do we have from low to high? We have a 9.3. We have a 9.5. And we have a 9.9. That's a 28.7. We'll go down to the city poets. Get a applause for the person partner. Okay, I'm gonna bring up an indie, and then we will go into the second rotation. The order in the second rotation is going to be B, Richmond, C, Tribe, D, Fountain City, and A, Rich Inc. Please put your hands together for Indie Poet 1, Andrew. We got Andrew.
So there's a game called Two Truths and a Lie, where you expose 3 statements about yourself and those around have to guess what's false. Sounds fun? Well, let's play. I'm a picky eater. My favorite type of movies are horrors, and I'm a sucker for cookies and cream ice cream. The lie. I hate horrors, almost as much as those who like pineapples on pizza. But hey, I ain't like it. This is a safe space. But let's try it. My favorite color is green. I cried at my high school graduation, and I have never been afraid of the future. The lie. Thinking of the future has been a horror movie I cannot turn off. A psycho thriller with no known end. I feel like an extra in my own life, and I can't take the lead role if I don't know what the next scene holds. I once thought it was a high school thing that would phase out of college. But for the past 6 years, I was hostage to everyone's questions. What's next? What's new? What's the plan moving forward? What's an answer? With a bomb on the brink of explosion, leaving shards of anxiety to pierce every confident thought, 2 truths and a lie. I don't know how to answer these questions, and I feel like I'm failing at life. But I guess at the end of the day, it will all make sense. The lie. Nothing in life makes sense. It's a roller coaster ride full of unexpected twists and turns. And just when you think that it's all figured out, you are suddenly thrown for a loop where you find yourself questioning everything. Am I doing enough, or is life even worth all the effort? And for years, I have found myself stuck in the middle. Graduated from college with honors, but still feel empty. Got certified twice post-grad, but still feel empty. If accomplishments are supposed to fulfill me, then why do I still feel empty? If the rules keep changing mid-game, how am I gonna win? Two truths and a lie. Unless the game is not designed for me to win, but to define for myself what it means to be winning at life. And when I think about the game from this angle, it all makes sense. I got a job, a wife, a community of people who love me, and for the first time ever, I am choosing to love myself for me and not for what I achieve. Two truths and a lie. No longer do I search for validation through external achievements or define my worth by societal standards and norms. And I am learning that only happiness can guarantee happiness. The lie, there is none. And I am no longer playing the game.
Thank you for writing, not clapping. Awesome, awesome. That is Andrew, one of our indie poets. All right. 1, 2, Andrew, let's raise up what we have for our poet. We've got from low to high. We've got a 9. We've got a 9.8. We got a 9.9. 28.7. I say poetry, you say yeah, poetry. Yeah. Slant Richmond, he set it up.
In 2019, about 33% of missing youth were Black kids. Funny, when I tried to find the percentage for 2025, the data was missing. Yes, leaving families wondering where their kin is appears on my algorithm, wondering if they got to send a search party before the grad invites, and something similar is happening to the budget. The scientific journal states between 2000 and 2020, butterflies have had to decline about 22% and had to end. If no one goes looking for either the butterflies or the babies, who's to say it hasn't always been like that? Did you know? There's no set number for butterflies of color, regardless of the runaways they feel. It's better to say they vanished than issuing an Amber Alert. It's the butterfly effect. Once you alter the life cycle, everything changes. But according to the West, they were going to spread wings anyways. If I take away the fanfare, no one cares. If CNN didn't report it, it must not be true, right? If their family isn't grieving on local news, it must not be a story, right? I've always been surrounded by butterflies. I've sat in elementary school classrooms where problem kids were pushed into cocoons, led out of rooms to be dissected, told to act right in places designed to stunt their metamorphosis. See, me and these kids, we grew up on the south side. Went to a school called Oak Grove, but was surrounded by more concrete than trees. Yet the butterflies flashed their wings when we knew we needed them the most. See, they had habits of flashing their wings in our faces, a reminder of the freedom we had to fight harder for. Told our beloved Christmas we should hate, and that's the thing. People never venture farther past what the news tells them because who cares about bugs, right? We were told to act right in classrooms designed to stunt our metamorphosis, but who cares about bugs, right? Butterflies are left to vanish, yet no one cares, like how students are left to disappear in the system, like how teachers' paychecks poof with the rest of the budget, like how gentrification Houdini a community, and the magic has faltered when you know the trick. I wonder if you poke enough holes in a city story, do we bleed for their wrongs as if the kids ain't bleeding? Old classmates sometimes don't make it past caterpillar times, others victims of the pesticides in the city spraying the kids, or in classrooms designed to stunt their metamorphosis. You tell me, If the butterflies stop appearing, would they finally end up on the milk carton? If the kids stopped coming around, would you finally understand there's a problem? On average, in a butterfly's life cycle, they survive 2 weeks after hatching. Funny how something so beautiful is so fleeting. Funny how somewhere so plentiful can be so cruel. Funny how someone so young can just.
All right, on the count of three, let's see what we have for Destiny from Slam Richmond. From Low to High, we've got an 8.5. We have an 8.6. And we have a 9.5. The point is? Yeah, it's at the 26.6 for Slam Richmond. Keep your hands together for coming up next. The Tribe. Who you setting up?
Bugsy Calhoun.
Get out for Bugsy Calhoun.
Let's go.
The one with the word.
This is for love. Mothers are tired of black children being made into martyrs from unjust murders. We've been bullied lynched as we were captured from the shores of Africa. White hoods have been traded for black and blue police uniforms and made it legal to hunt men like me because justice is blind. 13th Amendment in the industrial prison complex is the new slave trade. Mandatory drug sentences equal genocide for people with melanin. Murder by cop equal admin leave with benefits and pensions. Niggas have no color, no conscience, or code of conduct. For every black person killed, there'll be countless more that'll never get named or hashtagged, or their last words made into catchphrases to be sold on t-shirts. We've been spinning our wheels for too long. Murder, hashtag, protest, no conviction, riot, repeat. Officer Jim Crow applied chokehold and segregated the life out of his black body. The color of his skin posed a threat. Hands up, don't shoot threat. He was wearing a hoodie threat. In the confines of my own home threat. I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. Threats. We got soldiers with no leaders. They'll show you better than they can tell you what happened to our leaders. Any man that tried to force change has been made a martyr by America's bastard children. Unfortunately, to survive my lynchings, scared and afraid of those who's supposed to serve and protect. Today, there's too much talk with not enough action. Tired of Facebook and Twitter rants, social media activists, being called a nigga never made me one. Wake up and unplug from the matrix. Red and blue pill present every police light in the distance. Agent Smith reminds me of every racist cop in existence. I'm afraid for my son, his mother, my daughter, and lastly, myself. Speeches and poems don't make you an activist. Action in your community does. Athletes are willing to speak on Kaepernick taking a knee, but wouldn't take a stand themselves. 47 called them field niggas. Play ball. It is the only time that we can run and not get killed for it. We are sick and tired of being sick and tired. There are no riots without reasons. Protests and reform are the seeds of the revolution. See, the hate that is made is the hate that you gave. There'll be no change until we change. Freedom from mental slavery, breaking the chains. I pray that we can find a resolution from the ashes of the flames.
You just shut the room
Okay. All right, here we go. On the count of three. 1, 2, 3. Let's see what we have for Tribe. Let's Calhoun. We have the Low to High. We got 8.8. We got 8.9. And we have a 9.5. Keep on clapping.
Let's go.
Honeywell boy sat me across the booth of an overpriced bar and dumped his toxicity on the table. Talked of how he is first generation engineer. Says he doesn't like to get involved in politics. Warning sirens went off in my mind, but still, I was curious. Honeywell boy made it very clear he did not want a girlfriend. He really only had time for his job, yet wanted to waste my time. Didn't care that he had met the half-life of this relationship. Reduced me to being nothing more than a meaningless atom. He offered to explain his job to me. Said I wouldn't fully understand it because it involved engineering terminology. I didn't have the clearance to hear what he really did. Honeywell boy calls himself a man for the people before dropping the bomb that he was in the business of making nuclear weapons, creating machines that only know mass destruction. He made it out like a fairy tale. Minority boy grows up to fulfill the American dream, twisting malice into a service. This bomb blew his cover, exposing his true form. An isotopic incel desperate for a ray of attention, he flaunts it on social media. Honeywell Boyd's Instagram bio is hazardous. It reads scholar, engineer, musician, artist, distinguished Don, but he forgets to add selfish, forgets unethical, self-serving, explosive, destructive, purposefully tiptoes around calling himself what he actually is. Someone who only cares about himself, who won't hesitate to atomize the people who supported him, even if it means betraying the entire community that is rooting for him. What kind of monster advocates for splicing his own community? If only they knew that the mindless fool they're getting praised to is helping the government create weapons that have the capability to take everything away from them. Weapons that have created a home in the city I live in. Set up shop to spew sickness. Honeywell Boy claims he hasn't lost touch of his roots, yet refuses to advocate or protect or fight for his people instead. He uses his potential for the creation of carnage. Honeywell Boy still works at Honeywell Federal Manufacturing in Kansas City. It's still creating machines that will leave us with the fallout. Doesn't he see the decay he will bring upon the community? Isn't that the American dream? Choosing to harm instead of protecting, in hopes of being called successful? What a nuclear waste.
All right, judges are doing their score. Come move this thing along so we don't run over time. All right, judges, on the count of 3, 1, 2, and 3. Raise them up. Close to that. We have from Bout, we have 8.7. We have an 8.9. 8.9. Jackie Sun, total score of 26.6. You're at the total of 20. Richard, hey, setting up.
See the dwellers. It was written.
Ode to the boys who died to make hip hop happen. Before this poem's end, this wound will drain and expand, and my cease heartbeat will bleed into an instrumental. Shame, I had to die just to get my life on track. I was dipping, caught slipping. Now my life's on wax, so don't feel sorry for me. The ops
Caught me hanging on the nine, click, click, bang, bang. I was Chief Keef ad-libbed into the afterlife of a king. Isn't that your favorite part of the song? When Bobby catches the body, if you listen closely, you can hear my body drop before the beat does. And no, we never intended to be the muses to the world's most popular music. Just got a feel for that shit. Us baby-faced savages, already born notorious and ready to die. And tuning up for album covers the stoke breezes, racked and ride you parental advisory stickers. So here I am, God, a sacrifice for the culture, ready for my soul's release date, to be placed on the eternal stream, to be forever laid to rest in a casket color cassette. I can hear it now. My demise will be the most requested at all the parties. Tell Big Mama, her baby boy got his own him now. See, Mama free the face, now I'm the boom daddy. Sip the lip and now I'm a dog. It's not no record scratch, it's just me. Ricky trying to crawl about this casket. Ricky trying to unzip his body bag. So I can join Nipsey. I said, I can hear him now, because I can hear him scream. I'm in it, I'm in it, I'm in it, I'm in it, let's go.
Oh. 1, 2, 3. There's nothing. 8. Woo. 9. And the first 10.
Yeah.
9.7 for rotate. That it brings us to the end of our second rotation. We're now going to go into 2 indies for also part of the competition. We're going to be hearing from Rubik's and then the Prodigy Troop. All right, y'all, let's put our hands together for next poet, Rubik's.
Historically, a cupbearer was a high-ranking officer in a royal court. Their responsibility was to serve and sit to ensure no one tried the king or his royal family. This position was highly sought after, as it was one of trust, influence, power. But not just any old body could be a cupbearer, because it required a sacrifice. Cupbearers had to be willing to put their lives on the line. Well, y'all know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to be a cupbearer until it's time to be a cupbearer. So cupbearers today don't get the same respect we serve, but we are still here, still being the dowels of America, the bread and the butter of the world. Handpicked by your creator to be the only one capable of producing every variety of bun in the oven, no matter how much science y'all try to cook up. And still, it's your cupbearer, reduced from our golden platter of honor to being the most disrespected, unprotected, duplicated, and still we choose to serve you in the background of your own suffering. Putting our lives on the line to ensure your cup always runneth over, perfectly claiming your success, sipping first to prevent your poisoning without so much as a thank you. Have you ever thought about it? I mean, really thought about it? How everybody skips past the Black woman like vegetables in a child room. But y'all turn back when your stomachs are rumbling, when you bite off more than you can chew. It's always, if you can't take the heat, find a Black woman's kitchen, but a Black girl's body gets sliced down like fresh meat on some man's chopping block. She becomes the convict. A Black woman gets dragged down hotel hallway, footage goes missing. Black woman gets shot. Black woman gets murdered. The world says, no, she didn't. A Black woman runs for president. The world would rather choke on its bones. Our own men preserve the theory of the angry Black woman until their precious snow cone is chasing them down 8th Avenue in New York City. Jonathan, congratulations on finding your Coretta. Don't get memory loss on how to be a king. Because Lord knows,
When your well runs dry, you look to us for refreshment and have the audacity to still be searching for something exotic on the menu. And we still pour into you, even when our cups are half empty, because Black women don't get options. We gotta take your rotten fruit and get to this bread. Bear your burning burdens with a smile. Because God forbid, we have to remind you that we get hungry too. That we are starving for a teaspoon of your support without you complaining that we're being too spicy, too bold. It's like we never made it just right enough, even though we harvest the food, even though we serve the pot, we provide the table, we serve the feast, we nourish boys disguised as men who want us to just be pretty, just be quiet, just hold them down when ain't nobody out here lifting us up. What? Oh, sorry. Dear America, if refills are on the house for everybody but us, who replenishes the Black woman? Who's going to be willing to sip or just fill the cupbearer's cup? All right, on the count of 3. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, and 3. What do we have for Rubik or Indico? We have from low to high. We've got a 9.6. We have a 9.7. We have a 9.9. 9.2. Which means here's our next poet, the prodigy Truth.
And because on, just like my love everlasting, and because on, the swelling she mistakes for erection, still surrenders his body, even when it betrays him. The clock strikes a match, keeps time secret, says, please move, maybe in the morning. Now prove to me you're a man and not a pussy bitch ass. Think of what you are, what you eat. I'm not hungry. But doesn't believe him, so I follow my pride. She picks her poison, stays she be sober in the morning. In the morning she be so. She still be queen. Milk chocolate, go diva, go diva, still Hershey. Tie my hands behind my back. Lock tumbler, click, TMG, report says the wallet full of loss, overdrawn credibility, and overdue apology. She swallows the secure keys to Milo's precious chambers, shatters him to shreds, and I swallow my pride. Because I am the problem, I run. She takes me down, chews shots of vodka, regurgitates my skin in the sky as the moon is white. Can hear her howl, speak when I talk to you, just sitting there, crown on her head, and 22 against my temple. I swallow my pride. I'm just saying, you came on a bit strong, this rope was tight. Critically, as I picture this foreplay, please the audience. Your feedback is part of the void. Stop fucking with my emotions, energy, please the element. The carnival is a safe space soon. It'll all be over. She'll be sober in the morning. Her lips take my mouth shut. Gut me in my uncertainty. You will not agree with her tonight. She will make a man out of you, but you will never become lightning strikes. Smoke smothers my sanity, sings in the key of lead, but I can't hide. Don't have permission in the hands of the clock. Stop. Fire spreads. Surrenders to the beast. Still moving strong. On and on. Trust this body, this mind. Never mind. Finally, the morning comes. Drips of dew on bed sheets says, I guess the roles were reversed. Told you I don't take no. So I swallow my pride. Find gratitude, I be a moonlight snack, edible enough said. I tasted honey. Hummingbird sings a silent harmony. Still caged, still sing freedom. Yeah.
Prodigy Truth. All right, judges. We're getting ready to get into rotation 3. The order is going to be C, Tribe, D, Fountain City, A, Riching, and B, Richmond. All right, judges. 1, 2, and 3. Let's rate them up. What do we have? For our poets and Mona High, we've got 8.9. We have a 9.7.
Okay.
We have a 10. Of 28.6 for Prodigy Truth. Tribe, who are you sending up?
What's wrong?
Give it up for the storm, everybody.
Let's go with
I looked at the world in rose-colored glasses. Saw God sat on mountaintops and swam in oceans. Found beauty in life and imaginations in clouds that is until he smiled. And I always thought smiles were grand, but something about his gave me chills. Because it seemed like it didn't belong on his face. And how can you tell a person not to smile? And is it okay to tell that he smiled at me? And something about it just doesn't feel right. And I wish I would have listened to my inner voice, because his smile became a touch. And his touch feels like it doesn't belong on any part of my body. No, this does not feel like the hug that my father gave, or the pats on the back that my uncle gave, or the tag lick from my cousin. No, this one has me feeling like my soul is being ripped apart from my body. And why is he smiling at me? And why has his hand moved from my knee to my thigh? And is it okay to finally say that he smiles at me and he touches me, and it just doesn't feel right? And I wish I would have listened to my inner voice, because his smile became a touch, and his touch became a kiss. And something about this kiss has my soul trying to figure out who's looking at her in this mirror. Because no, this is not the kiss that my father gives when he tucks me in at night. And no, this is not the kiss that my uncle gave to me on Saturday. No, this kiss has a tongue, and it's darting around in my mouth, and it feels wet and gross and like nasty things and dirt, and I don't care what he said, I don't like it. And why is he smiling at me? And why does he touch me? And why is it that all I want to do is run away from myself? And is it okay to finally say that mine and he touches and he kisses me, and it just doesn't feel right? See, I looked at the world in rose-colored glasses. That God sat in clouds and he made rain so that I could make moonlight. That was until 30-year-old him smiled at 9-year-old me. And it would take decades before I could see the world through rose.
All right, that was Tribe, Winter Storm. Okay, judges, we have from low to high, we've got a 9.3. We've got a 9.8. We've got a 10. One. Okay, and the judge she had like, she'll be right back. 1 second. She wants to go out there and make sure she comes back. That'd be great. Okay, so we've got this rotation that will be getting our Indy, Nathan Wallace, and then we'll have our final rotation, which will be Fountain City, Rich Inc., Richmond, and Tribe. So we'll be having Fountain City, Rich Inc., and Richmond next. Yeah, don't forget there is an erotic slam tonight. So there are still, is it tonight, the erotic slam? Wait, what's tonight? I just totally made that up. I'm just like making up announcements. I'm making them up. It's the monologue slam tonight, right? Where is it? Anybody know?
Somebody pull out the schedule.
It's online. It's southernfriedpoetry.com. You go there. It's a really great digital schedule, so you can see the whole thing. There's like a little booklet. Just go to Southern Fried tournament. There's like a whole little festival guide. It's got all the events. Tomorrow there's some workshops, so go check those out. There's also some like side of mic stuff. So if you're not competing, but you just want to get up and read somewhere, there's lots of opportunities to do so. I'm going to step out real quick and. Perfect. Here. I say poetry, you say yeah. Poetry. Yeah. Yeah. All right. We got a couple more poets get up on the stage in this rotation. Please put your hands together. Or, just a second. Okay. Fountain City, treat setting up. Repeat. Fountain City.
Don't be nice.
Necessary.
My face speaks for me when I do not ask it to. Says, do not approach me. Says, I will not smile. Are you okay?
This is my monotonous voice convincing you I don't care.
Watch your tone.
I react expressively, feel out loud and often.
Adjust your attitude. I am always performing, masking, hoping no one can tell I'm autistic.
I can feel my heart adjust to the bass at every concert hall. I can't focus on why I'm here. Can't put my feet on the floor, find my body in space. I need quiet.
I can't feel anything unless it leaves a mark. I need an anchor, tight clothes, or bare hugs. The world is shifting all the time. I need weight.
I drown in every sea of people. It's like you're holding me under the surface every time you touch. I'm still gasping for air after you let go. I need space.
I'm repeating back without noticing.
Space.
Wait, quiet. Can't be here if I don't feel here.
Are you okay? Can't focus on why I'm here. Why?
Watch your tone.
Can't be okay if you're touching me.
Adjust your attitude.
I shatter, can't speak.
In anger.
Still gasping for air after you let go. I need space.
Wait,
Quiet. I drown when you hold me. I overwhelm you when I gasping place. I feel like the air is on the feet of people. I can't adjust to any space. Drowning on the words trapped in my throat. Drowning.
leaving myself for a world that rejects me.
Leaving. Gasping for air as the pressure builds. Gasping. I have to prove I'm not crazy.
Mask to make up for full pause, perform, high functioning.
Please the people around me, hug even when it hurts. Your needs are more important.
Let us take care of your needs. Just tell us what they are. Answer. Talk. Why aren't you talking? What? Are you dumb? Are you stupid?
I am too soft to come down alone in the midst of this shutdown cycle.
This breakdown blazed from its morbid bridges, from out destroys entire lives.
My meltdowns make way for mistakes, unmask me as this monster.
Why aren't you talking?
The fear of being infantilized forces this mask to fasten tighter. Why aren't you talking?
Fear of being misunderstood is a needle sewing my mouth shut.
Why aren't you talking? The fear of being dehumanized again traps us in an endless game of pretend.
Why are you talking? Why does it take a shutdown to get your attention? Are you listening now? Nod your head so we know. Look us in the eyes. Sit still. Stop fidgeting. Smile. Why aren't you smiling? What? Are you uncomfortable? Is this too much for you? Why can't you be like everyone else? Do we have your attention now?
Right. That is Fountain City. All right, judges. Here we go. 1, 2, and 3. We have from low to high. We've got a 9.3. We've got a 10. 10. 3 for Fountain City. Rich Inc. You said not.
It was what?
It was ready.
I love you so much.
A tree fell down. I didn't hear it fall. Didn't see it crash. I heard my coworker scream as I fell. So I don't know if fallen trees make a sound. Fallen tree culture is the reason when I told my friends, their friend raped me. They believed him. Fallen tree culture is protecting raping homies when he cleared the force of women who were just existing and all their giant floor chopped down even when we denied them access. Said no, even at 6 years old, this is where everyone's still standing as what the fallen tree was wearing. How dealing with your treetop, did the tree scream, fight back? Why did the tree report it earlier? The tree actually fell. Why did it go to the tree hospital right away? And this is where no one remembers. Fallen trees are broken, cut off from the living parts, exposing rings of how old we are, but our rings stop where our trauma starts. Fallen tree culture say our voices only matter when we report the fall, not the movement. Tree too, because I can't get far when the wind been cut down and out with them with y'all. Don't kill the ring. Fallen tree culture see all these stories are plot to stop Diddy's and Kelly's and Cosby's from owning NBC. Not us. Fallen trees. We're claiming our bodies, but this is for the trees. Standing in the audience are more upset this fallen tree poem than the men who built their empire on their actions. Some trees make some own stories. So skyscrapers are built on quiet ground and our skyscrapers made in our abuser's image. Never ending stories. This is not just about fallen trees. Most men don't accept their chopped down experience as tree trauma. Because then they have to process that they felt too, but you know it's fallen trees. Gotta be lying. But not all lying trees lie. This poem will not prevent them. But I will attack fallen tree culture every chance I get. Make those decisions tied to our pain real uncomfortable until they change the tree outside my window. I've laid there so long and starting to fuse with the ground, and I know it's our voice being buried in plain sight of cool. Celebrating the splitting of the tree. Disembodied, scattered across the green, said, thank God, we're finally getting rid of it. Now I just wonder when our bonds stop being trees worth screaming for.
And Raise them up. Let's see what we got. We got from Luda. We got a 9.6.
Let's go.
We got a 9.7. We have a 10.
Let's go. Let's go, good.
Ruth. 9.3 for Richmond. Put your hands together. Slam Richmond. He's hitting up.
Hey everyone, welcome. We've gathered because the paper carrying poet, me, needs to give explanation on their brain damage. Something really personal, so other poets can see me as viable competition. Fuck a HIPAA violation, so be sure to gossip. Mention it to friends. The contest said, give us the physical. So here I am, giving you brain swelling like sad blood. I will titillate us on the tale of the odd one who can't remember the people they've abused during their trauma or where they donated all that money to. Delight us with the brain fog to sip on, the autoimmune disorder to quench our palate for trauma, but not the bitter taste of understanding the damage it does to retain it. Not to worry, gossip about me like white girls at a wine party. You know, they don't have the mental capacity to remember poet voice, far less their own poems. In February, I lost my brother to suicide. He wasn't afraid of getting hurt, just being a burden. There, my relatable trauma presented to make this poem palatable for you. I hate the taste of this though. Me bending my dignity to serve you. Did you know as a page poet I could never break, have my hands shake, or the words become dead wine on the table? But guess what? Everything above the neck always remembers pain. I can't remember what his favorite color is, or what our last conversation was, or where. Shit, this is supposed to be a poem about brain damage. What I learned before his death was that laughter can fix anything. If I can still laugh, I can still win. And I don't know how many times I've won, forgetting birthdays, events, the bills in identical envelopes, basic directions, to laugh, just to make others feel comfortable. The time I almost strangled my own mother because I forgot who she was. I was looking for a way to land this poem positively, but the fact that I can't fathom a permanent reality is irony I literally can't afford. So I can give even less of a fuck about how I look, breathing, grieving on this stage. I'm just hoping I'll recognize my brother's laugh when I hear it again. I'm hoping some memories won't go, but that's the thing about brain fog and gossip. They always leave out the best parts. And you just have to be content to never know. So those of you with memory, count yourself blessed that you can tell your story and remember it. Because I'm gonna need y'all to tell it to me later, like, you know, someone you're gossiping to. So I remember what this felt like. When I didn't know this poet's brother died. And it was just some wannabe who brought their lame pages out talking about wine and white girl party. Exquisite.
Okay, that brings us to the end of the third rotation. Judges, what we have for Slam Richmond, we got from low to high. We have a 9.1, 9.2, and a 10. All right, next up we have an ending. Put your hands together for Nathan Wallace.
So I've never seen the face of God before, but I know she has soft palms and rough fists, can beat ass and lullaby babies to sleep. She is the epitome of duality. She can rock a snapback, a bald head, a headscarf, box braids, and a popping lace front wig all simultaneously. She is so much woman Mother Earth trembles. Battles breast cancer with both her hands tied behind her back. But working on her master's degree to turn ramen into stir fry and still feed a neighborhood. And though I've never seen the face of God before, I know she was crucified on the operating table and still resurrected herself. And my mother is the closest thing I know to mercy, but on most days, I do not deserve my mother. She calls even when I do not answer. And sometimes I hang up before she finishes saying, I love you, but don't we all fall short of the glory of a black woman? Who else could do both breathe life and be a target? But a mama, my mama cannot have kids after me. The doctor says it's like her body isn't strong enough. It's like the doctor doesn't understand. That's still my mama, but still, my mama wears her scars like jewelry. Keeps them close to her heart, but never forgets to flaunt them. But ain't that what you supposed to do when you conquer death? Didn't Jesus show both his hands after resurrection and will be more holy than a black woman who survived breast cancer 3 times and still made it out the project? My mama is a wounded line. Forced to cut off her own name, but still she makes Paul look beautiful. She rocks it like a new tattoo. My mama's a warrior, so quick to fight for everyone. She forgets to fight for herself. My mother has keratoconus, has corneas that change shape, that hold her eyesight hostage and threaten to rob her blind. But my mama ain't never been afraid to be without her eyes, to be without her innocence, or to be without her life. She was raised to be a martyr, to willing to die for a cause and a country and a culture that may not even remember her. But I'ma always remember my mama, how she looks at me like second day galaxy, how she nestles me into her bosom like I was the last good thing to be pushed out of her body, because I am the last thing that'll be pushed out of her body. And after 26 years of trying, I realized we can't pay back God. We can't pay back our moms. That's all they want. After a missed call and an unread message, no, I'm still black and still breathing. So no one may never be able to show you how much you're worthy. But the next time you call, promise to wait for you to finish saying I love you first. If you stay on the phone longer, we'll say it.
All right, judges, here we go. 1, 2, and 3. Reach them up. We've got from low to high. We got a 9.6.
Okay.
We have a 9.9.
Let's go.
We have another 9.9. Point 1. All right, this is the order for the last rotation. We're going to have Fountain City, Ridge Inc., Richmond, and then the Tribe. All right, poetry's good? Poetry's good. All right, Fountain City, can you stand up?
The roof is on fire. We don't need no water. Let that motherfucker burn. The historic Knoxville plantation in White Castle, Louisiana has burned to the ground. Fox News details the loss is devastating. Only thing devastating about it is that the ancestors didn't get to see it. Good thing we did. The crackle in the flames makes good praise dance music. My people could care less about the preservation of plantations or resorts, as you call them. Tell me, what's so tranquil about it? Is it reassuring seeing how your ancestors raped through countries for black bodies, moving them in one big herd, all so you can enjoy the suburbs? Are the screams not haunting? Do the Negro spirituals not scorch your ears? Does the sound of lashes lull you to sleep? You praise of conservation. You might search your PTO for weddings, birthday parties, and vacations at this location. Yet some people's desecration is still worth celebrating. Seeing as you're staying
Every single major life event with their blood, you label it white guilt, but it leads us fun. You want us to forgive and forget, claim what's done is done. Since you love your landmarks so much, let me tell you about one. Miss Rosie. My granny stays in the old house of Hemingway, literally. It's not rare for people of all ages to come and photograph this landmark. A stone's throw from Prospect in the middle of the hood. You'd be surprised when people travel to make them feel good. Some don't even ask for permission. Just instant flash photography. To them, it's no invasion of privacy. They're preserving history. What about the woman in the house that's kin to me? Is she not history, huh? At 92 years old, this woman's memory is untouched. While you debate if your children are of age for critical race theory, I was little listening to stories of the little Rosie sharecropping with her family. This woman has picked cotton from Moscow, Arkansas to Boot Hill, Missouri, now resting comfortably watching MASH in Midtown, Kansas City. The only author in her home that is worth loving is me. When she relishes in her residence, she's not pictured anyway. She pictures Pledge and Rachel, her grandparents, freed slaves, and prays that they can see how well she's doing to them. Unlike them, my granny outlived her plantation. Now that will always be cause for celebration. Now while you mourn my Pledge and hope for its return, me, my granny, and her children will rejoice and sing, "Burn, baby, burn."
Okay, that's action TV. All right, judges, here we go. 1, 2, 3. We've got from low to high. We've got a 9.3. Another 9.3. And we have a 9.8. That's a 28.4. Richard, who you sending up?
Rookies.
Get up for a voice, rookies, everybody.
It was what? It was written. It was what? It was written. The constant chirp of the smoke alarm has become a cultural staple in Black households. See me at the start of TikTok.
In the middle of arguments,
In the back of your blogs, sounding like a loose mobile, like, you just gonna disregard me.
keep playing, see what happens.
I know you hear me. Black folks know how to tune out the obvious.
The warnings blend so well into conversations,
You can't even tell it's there. Smoke alarms be the red flags we ignore in our homes, like,
this shit's too sensitive.
that don't mean a thing. Ain't nothing wrong. It's been that way for years.
This is more than just a neglect of notice. This is the habitual dismissal of boredom.
Predators, abusers, narcissists, chirping our communities and go unchecked. The only thing more forgotten than the smoke alarm is the dirty secret we sweep under all conversation. And I don't know what's worse, it's being silent before the fire or the scream no one pays attention to. I've seen carbon monoxide put entire families outside, so I don't let shit slide. And lower self-esteem, but before mama go quiet, you gonna hear a chirp from me.
My brother became a red flag when he couldn't chirp his friends into respecting my body. My worth evaporated every time his friends touched me. The alarm battery ran out for harm done to me.
See, we ignore the warnings and treat red flags as merely aesthetic. An entire culture too afraid to appear accusatory.
We abandon caution until we're in the cabinet.
But white smoke is not a sign of surrender, but the early stages of birth.
But I refuse to continue a path to say nothing. I would rather nag than know an eternal numbing. Learn to take the temperature of tantrums and clashes. I prefer this attitude over the action. Chirp, I'm trying to save you. Get me chirp. This is an instant call. And chirp.
Teach your babies they are not overreacting.
Teach them the point and the direction of the fumes. I grab the red flag. I scream for smoke. I fight the flame. I'm trying to protect you from the soul. Don't take the shit to the game. And leave the children charred. I will become my own smoke alarm. Say to myself in the mirror, I may not have brought you into this world, but I refuse to let silence take you out.
right, judges, 1, 2, and 3. Raise them up. We have from Rhode Island, we've got a 10. That's the third of that question. Get on, Richard, keep on clapping. Slam Richmond, please set it up.
The Turing test is an experiment where you read messages from a separate room on a screen and try to judge if they came from a computer or a real human. Autism is when I am sending you messages from a separate room and I'm unable to know what a real human would think of me. The test is whether I'm meeting your expectations of how a real human should behave from the separate room of what should be apparent already. But autism is being in a separate room from myself. It's feeling like a computer is only having the messages to make sense of what makes me real. Autism means learning my separation only from everyone else saying that there's something wrong with me. For something to be wrong with me is worse than being a computer, because at least the way a computer is acting isn't its fault. It isn't my fault either, but for humans, that isn't good enough. The Turing test is an experiment where Alan Turing argued that computers should be treated like humans so long as they can convincingly mask as one for others. I am reading you messages that I wrote on a screen on my phone, trying to convince you that they came from something real. Desperately trying to convince myself. The Turing test is an experiment I play on myself to say what is wrong with me in a poem so I can learn that today I am good enough. Poetry is just an experiment to create another human. Poetry is the real created from a message about humans and separation. This message to you is a cry from something, calling itself human, clawing at the walls of every room it has been kept in, pounding on the inside to find a way to be let out of the binary that humanity is a thing that a test can tell me, to be let out of all my insecurities that my inner blindness has left me, to be let out of the misconceptions of others who are really failing to understand me. If a real human could hear me in a poem, I think I would tell them, I don't know if you understand how it feels. If you do, I don't know if I'll ever be able to this. I don't know if I'll ever be able to overcome everything that's taught. Never to be okay. I am so tired of doing wrong. I'm just trying to do what is right by others. I can see if you can see that. Allow myself to feel wrong.
Yay! All right, Slam Richmond. All right, judges. Let's see what we have for our poet. We've got from low to high, we've got a 9. We got a 9.7. We got a 10. That's 28.7 for Slam Richmond. Coming up next, put your hands together for the tribe. Please set it up.
Moses Freeman.
In the smoke of burning plantations, I see my ancestors' faces. These fires, they forged the cold steel of blade edges. These
Flames of liberation light the path that must be walked. For the battles that must be fought, God sharpen my resolve. God sharpen me machete! Mi machete! Mi machete! Mi machete! Machete. Spanish for little hammer, Latin for slaughter and sacrifice, built for slicing and hacking. Back and forth, my machete shatters bones. It loves when the marrow shows. It has a mind of its own. No, my machete don't believe in revolution by peace. It gnashes in its teeth. My machete don't care what a colonizer think or what a colonizer say. My machete frees slaves. May those who don't fight for their freedom find peace in their chains. My machete don't swing that way. This symbol for freedom the world over, the wooded hilt wilt where it was gripped by Nat Turner, the plated edge smiles over beheaded plantation owners, this weapon of rebels, of generals, of presidents, held by Vincent Guerrero, el hombre del color más grande de México. Mi machete es un español. My machete cuts a sword across Española. To those who would steal the Haitian land, my machete in the hands of two sad oversure how bleak his technique severs the obliques of the French. Make them bleed. Make them leave that blood crop on that blood bought land without legs, without ears, without hands. My machete wounds till the wounds bloom like a garden of flames. My machete is a silver dance, pirouettes in crimson mist. My machete opens, guts slit, it slips between ribs, throats, slits, blade skin to those who enslaved men. My machete liberates heads from bodies. You've been warned. My sword was born from the scorn of the Lord God. My machete going home when blood is a freedom song. Me machete.
All right, judges, let's see what we have for our poet tonight. The tribe, Moses, Freeman. Okay, we got from low to high. We've got a 9.5.
Okay.
We've got a 9.8 and another 9.8. That is a 29.1 for the tribe. This is a very, very, very close slam.
Okay,
Do we have a time penalty? Oh, we get to finally say it. You ready? Here we go. Linear time is you can catch that early. Okay, that's fine. So we had time penalty of point. How much over me?
We got a time penalty for Slim Richland for 1 point, bringing it into a 25.6.
Wait, for the poet that just went, we had time penalty or no?
Second round.
Okay.
I got all this.
Okay. So, I'm gonna let you to the scorekeeper. We're gonna announce the winners here in just a second. Do you want to go ahead and announce from fourth place to first for this bout?
Yeah, we got it.
Okay.
So, tied for fourth place, we have Tribe Slim in Fountain City Poet.
All right, that's ties for third.
Yep. So, fourth place, we have Slim Richland. For third place, we have Fountain City Poets and Tribe Slim. In first place,
Yep. You got it.
is Rich E.
Your stuff. All right, judges, everybody. Time to slip without. Thank you, judges, so much.
The Indies, the Indies.
Oh, you gotta announce it anyway.
I'm so glad. Fight each other.
Thank you. You're gonna go ahead and get, before we're raising up something, folks, we're gonna go ahead and write down your phone here. The picture plan. And then we're gonna announce our winners. We did have a time penalty. Thank you for your service.
Oh. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go in these now.
So in fourth place, after the time penalty, we have Rubens. Woo! In third place with a 28.6, we have the Prodigy, True. Second place with a 28.7, we have Andrew Gomez. And in first place with a 29.1, Nathan Wallace.
All right, thank y'all for being a great audience. There are some late night events. I'm sure you can figure it out. Thank y'all for being here and have an awesome night. I need all the poets to come and sign on their school.